Topping today's news, police investigating a number of homicides that took place over the weekend. The traffic fatality count increases as 2 females lose their life. The Bahamas Union of Teachers threatening industrial action. And a look back at the Nassau Cruise Port official opening. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. The country's murder count for 2023 increased to 47 after a man was gunned down on Sunday afternoon in the Soldier Road area. Criminal investigators have now launched a probe into this shooting incident. According to police reports, shortly before 3 p.m., an adult male was walking north towards Soldier Road on Crepe Myrtle Road when he was approached by a male wearing all red. The suspect, armed with a high-powered weapon, shot the victim multiple times about the body. He then fled the area in a small Japanese vehicle which was waiting nearby. The victim was transported to hospital in a private vehicle where he subsequently succumbed to his injuries. Police are now on the hunt for the assailant and are appealing to members of the public who may have any information regarding this incident to contact the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS, 328-8477. Criminal detectives are also investigating the shooting death of a 20-year-old male. According to JCN's records, this would have been the 46th homicide for 2023. Police are now on the hunt for 2 armed suspects responsible for that killing. According to police reports, officers were alerted to gunshots being discharged around 11:30 p.m. on Friday in the Hospital Lane area in Bainstown. Initial reports reveal that the victim was accosted by 2 armed males who emerged from a southwestern track road and opened fire on him. Responding officers went to the area where they found an adult male lying unresponsive on Rogers Corner. He was suffering from multiple gunshot injuries. Emergency medical technicians responded to the scene but found no vital signs of life. Police are appealing to members of the public, especially residents of Hospital Lane, who may have information that can assist with their investigations to, once again, contact the police at 911, 919, or the CID department, or you can call, once again, Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. A structural fire in the early hours of Sunday morning in the Stapleton Gardens area claiming the life of an adult male. Sometime around 12:30 a.m., firefighters responded to the blaze that engulfed a single-story duplex structure on Swordfish Drive. On arrival, the firefighters met the western unit of the duplex engulfed in flames, which was brought under control and extinguished. However, while searching the home, officers discovered an unresponsive adult male. Emergency medical technicians responded and reported that the victim had no vital signs of life. At present, the cause of the fire is unknown. However, police are continuing their active investigation. 2 women died as a result of 2 separate traffic accidents on Friday. The latest fatality occurred around 11:15 Friday night at the intersection of McKinney and Johnston Avenue in the Stapleton Gardens area, involving a black GMC Canyon truck and a silver Nissan Cube. Reports reveal that the truck, which was being driven by a male, was traveling south along Johnston Road, while the silver Nissan Cube, driven by a female, was traveling west along McKinney Avenue when the 2 collided. Both drivers were injured during the incident. However, the female received serious injuries and succumbed on the scene. The male was transported to the hospital and was treated for his injuries. Now, prior to this incident, they were on Prince Charles Drive at the scene of another accident. Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Christlyn Skippings gave these details.
Information is that a female was driving a white Daihatsu Mirror east along Prince Charles Drive, and the driver of the white flatbed truck was traveling west along Prince Charles Drive when the 2 collided. Following the impact, the driver of the white truck lost control of the truck and he collided into a utility pole and subsequently into a vehicle that was parked on the southern side of the street. The female received serious injuries and she succumbed to her injuries on scene. The driver of the truck also received injuries and he was taken to hospital, where at present his condition is unknown.
Now, as police are investigating this incident, it is uncertain what led to the collision. However, police are making this appeal to motorists.
We are making an appeal to members of the public as we go into this holiday season. We are asking you to kindly drive with due care and attention, stay within the speed limit. If you're going out and you must drink, make sure that you have a designated driver. We want to minimize any occurrence of any serious accidents occurring over this holiday weekend.
Meanwhile, in a statement released today, the Minister of Transport and Housing, JoBeth Kobe Davis, deeply concerned about the reported rise in traffic fatalities in the country. During the first 5 months of 2021, the number of traffic fatalities was 13. In 2022, the number of traffic fatalities rose to 19. And so far for 2023, the number of fatalities standing at a staggering 22. She says this is a worrying trend. Of the reported fatalities so far for 2023, most of the victims were the drivers of vehicles, and 59% were under the age of 35. Approximately 78% of the fatalities or the fatal accidents occurred between the hours of 4 p.m. and 8 a.m., with the majority occurring on the streets of New Providence and Grand Bahama. The number of females that died in traffic accidents so far in 2023 is 8, a dramatic increase compared to 3 fatalities in 2022 and just 1 female fatality in 2021. Considering the reported fatalities, the Minister of Transport and Housing and the Road Traffic Department, they're urging members of the public to exercise extreme caution on the roadways, drive within the speed limits, wear your seatbelts, and obey all traffic laws. In essence, drive to arrive alive. The Member of Parliament for Fox Hill and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Public Service, Fred Mitchell, commenting on the significance of the coming visit by the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, to the Bahamas the second week in June, when she will co-host, along with Prime Minister Philip Davis, the U.S. Caribbean Leaders Meeting.
Well, last week, the U.S. government announced an official visit by Kamala Harris, who is the Vice President of the United States to the Bahamas, beginning on Tuesday, the 8th of June, 2023, to talk about climate change. The government of the Bahamas welcomes the visit and will also welcome the other CARICOM leaders, including the Dominican Republic, all here for that meeting. This will be the first time we've had such a high-level meeting in a long time. The last time was when the U.S. President John Kennedy was president, and he came here in 1962, 1 year before his assassination in Dallas, Texas.
Again, in January of this year, Prime Minister Philip Davis met with Vice President Kamala Harris at the White House to discuss a number of issues facing the Bahamas and the wider Caribbean region, like climate change and other global challenges. Additionally, focus will be on the Haitian crisis and the impact that that crisis is having in the Caribbean, among other key topics that will be discussed. Mr. Mitchell then turned his attention to the upcoming fiscal budget for the 2023-2024 period, and he hinted at what the budget will focus on.
Today, we are anticipating what the budget figures will be like for our country when the communication is given on Wednesday. We should be challenged and we should be diligent enough to see and make sure that poor people feature largely in this budget. This business of listening to these world economists telling us how we should structure our economy should not continue to stand. The U.S. visit gives us the opportunity for us to tell our story.
The new budget is expected to be presented in the House of Assembly on Wednesday by Prime Minister Philip Davis, who is also the Minister of Finance. And finally, in this segment, back in September last year, when the Bahamas Union of Teachers signed the long-embattled industrial agreement, there was an increase in responsibility allowance as part of the said agreement. However, according to the union's president, some of the agreements have not been met, which may result in industrial action by the union. Cale Campbell has the report.
The country's teachers have yet to receive their responsibility allowances, which they've been asking for in the past weeks and months, according to Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson. Speaking with reporters, she wants Bahamians to know that they are communicating within the union on the next course of action.
They have coached, they have led departments as subject coordinators, and they've led clubs and various different organizations in the schools, and they should have been paid months and months and months ago.
The teachers union president further spoke on matters that she says have been outstanding for, quote, years and years, having to repeatedly communicate such grievances to the Ministry of Education.
So today I will be sending out a survey to all of our members as to what course of industrial action we're going to take if the government does not pay the responsibility allowances to all of our members that are owed by the end of June 2023 payday. So I don't want people to be surprised when the Bahamas Union of Teachers kick into industrial action and say, where did this come from? We are also very concerned that I would have submitted 978 names to the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of the Public Service for teachers who are awaiting confirmation, who are awaiting reclassification, reassessment, and back pay. So we're not pleased as to the speed in which these matters are being resolved.
When asked if whether issues and long-standing complexities with the Human Resources Department in the ministry may have something to do with the matter, the BUT President Wilson said this.
When a member does not have a confirmation letter after they've been working for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, that means they cannot go to the bank for a loan. They cannot get a mortgage. They're unable to send their children off to colleges and universities. That impacts their way of life. So what we're saying to them is, instead of getting these piling up the public service with cronies, get people who have qualifications and abilities and skills and put them in the Human Resource and Accounts Department so that the work will get done in an efficient and timely manner.
Now, when asked on what communication's been like between the Ministry of Education and the union as it concerns their grievances, according to Ms. Wilson, they are consistently told next month, next month, next month, but she says the time to pay is now. She added she hopes to have results of the survey sent to BUT members by this Labor Day on Friday.
We're aware that the Ministry of Education has human resource problems, but if they will take some of the recommendations from the Bahamas Union of Teachers, they'll be in a better position. So we've asked them to identify persons throughout the public service who may have human resource skills and acumen, use them. We ask them to train persons who may have an interest in human resource management. And they also have a shortage of persons in the accounts department. And they are saying that they lose the accounts persons to private companies or other entities that pay more. So if you need to pay more, if you need to give more emoluments and benefits, then consider that. But you cannot use your mediocrity, your shortcomings to impact our members.
Thanks for that report, Kale. We'll actually take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.